As a lifelong fan of the James Bond franchise, I have witnessed the evolution of 007, from the dapper Sean Connery to the gritty Daniel Craig. The casting of Daniel Craig in Casino Royale was a refreshing change that brought a new edge to the series. And it's fascinating to learn about the writers who played a pivotal role in this transformation. Neal Purvis and Robert Wade. These talented scribes not only revamped the Bond franchise, but also dared to take on the challenge of pen a James Bond parody with Johnny English.
In 2006, the choice to have Daniel Craig portray James Bond in Casino Royale was a divisive yet successful move that steered the James Bond series towards new territory, leading to 5 more films featuring Daniel Craig as 007. The preceding movies, starring Pierce Brosnan, were seen as excessively flamboyant and even comedic, a style that was lose popularity compared to action films with a grittier, more authentic feel. Before they altered the tone for Bond, 2 writers decided to break their Bond streak by creating a parody of James Bond instead.
In the humor-filled spy action movie titled Johnny English, an unskilled MI7 agent is tasked with safeguarding the British crown jewels and preventing a wealthy French individual from seizing the throne of England. Though parodies often struggle to make an impact at the box office, Johnny English proved to be a financial hit and held the top spot on the UK box office charts for 3 consecutive weekends. Veteran British comedian Rowan Atkinson took on the lead role in this film, while 2 key writers from the renowned Bond series were instrumental in its creation. And prior to the release of Casino Royale, writers Neal Purvis and Robert Wade had contributed to the last 2 installments of the James Bond series, namely The World Is Not Enough and Die Another Day. Interestingly enough, between these films and Daniel Craig's debut as 007, they penned the screenplay for Johnny English. Initially, they hadn't intended to create a James Bond parody, but the project transformed. As the script progressed, the writers began to see similarities between the title character and Rowan Atkinson's creation, Mr. Bean. Known for his roles as authority figures thrust into unmanageable situations, Rowan Atkinson's most memorable characters include Mr. Bean. Therefore, labeling Johnny English as Mr. Bean playing James Bond isn't too far from the truth. In an interview with BBC News, Wade and Purvis stated, "We write characters based on their unique abilities. Just like they utilize Pierce Brosnan's talents for suave charm to shape a distinct James Bond, they also showcase Rowan Atkinson's natural comedic skills in Johnny English. Similarly, the grittier portrayal of Daniel Craig's 007 brought a fresh angle to the character, much like how Johnny English highlighted Atkinson's raw humor. This shows the writer's adaptability across genres, even when creating a parody." The Johnny English series maintains the tradition of portraying Britain in a celebratory manner, much like the James Bond franchise, but with a playful twist that pokes fun at for this very image. For instance, Queen Elizabeth II abdicates when one of her beloved corgis is endangered. Essentially, Johnny English playfully satirizes the James Bond character. Unlike Bond, women exudes confidence, sophistication, and an undeniable allure toward women. English actually lacks self-assurance. A scene when he dances in the shower live on television to ABBA's music. Films such as Austin Powers have previously parodied James Bond, but Johnny English stands out as a masterful spoof of both the character and the franchise itself. As a die-hard Bond enthusiast who spent over 3 decades in the movie industry alongside Wade, we've been immersed in Ian Fleming's original novels and were fans of the calm films long before joining forces with Barbara Broccoli. Having penned and appreciated numerous James Bond movies, our unique blend of fandom and insider knowledge has enabled us to cross the most accurate
and hilarious 007 parody yet. Think of it as a loving nod to the iconic spy. And let me tell you, nothing beats the spat on.
That is the satire that is Johnny English. Even though Wade and I didn't work on any of the sequels, our contributions to the Bond franchise have been significant all up to No Time to Die.